Hello. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to my podcast today. My name is Jennifer Martinez, and I am a practitioner for quantum healing hypnosis technique. And this technique is through Dolores Cannon. And you can check both of those out. I have a website, and it's jennifermartinezqhht.com. And as well, if you're not sure of who Dolores Cannon is, you can go to her website and check her out. It's a beautiful technique. It is an easy way to connect to. It's an easy way to connect to the all-knowing part of ourselves. So when we have any life struggles or just anything going on, it really it's a beautiful technique. It's special. It's super gentle on your body. You pretty much just lay there and these memories just flow right out of you. So it's a beautiful technique. It really enhances your life for the better. You can get some really clear information from your higher self. I mean, who better to get that info than your own self? And we hold that power. We hold it. We have it. We're brilliant. We're amazing beings. Um, and that's why I wanted to talk today, because today I just, coming into the new year, I just want to spread the word because we're creatures of habit. So we've created whatever we've created in our lives, and we repeat that. And you can actually step back and look at your life and say, wow, what did I create that could be negative, that maybe I'm trying to learn or understand? Because we all have, things in our lives that cause us to just kind of be in a negative state of mind where we're just getting up, going to work, things happen, and then a cycle. And maybe some of us aren't going to work. Maybe some of us are just, at home or stuck wherever we're at, and things aren't going right. But the most beautiful part is you can change that anytime you want. I've been through so many things. I grew up in Detroit area, and things happened to me. I grew up in a broken home, and we just did the best we could. And I didn't go to church. I didn't have these uplifting things in my life. I just was there, and here I was, and I kind of held on to the negative. But as I moved into my adult years and into now where I'm at, I keep seeking good, because I didn't go to church enough to be like, oh, I need to go seek God. I just kept seeking things that were better for me. And that's how I look at God. Is like that it's nature and it's bettering myself. And so anyway, going into the new year, here we are, 2022. Can you even believe we're in the future? This is the future. 2022. I mean, you could literally sit back and really marvel at the idea that it's 2022. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and even thinking 2020, I was like fascinated by even the thought of it. But anyway, I just wanted to come into the new year with giving you ideas of self-care. And some people have some struggles going on and things like that. And that's what this technique is good for. Quantum healing, hypnosis technique. It's so beautiful and so gentle that you could really get some things answered. We might have some crossroads in our life. I mean, you can get your own answer by your own self, but sometimes the ego steps in and your answers aren't as clear, because until you get good at differentiating ego and beautiful subconscious side, which is the higher all-knowing side of you. And sometimes they get mixed up. until we learn the different, personality of our own self, because we have multiple personalities in ourselves. Um, and, the ego loves to keep us where we're at. And sometimes that can be miserable and unhappy and not giving ourselves the proper love, our own selves. As far as, it's really important to love on yourselves. And the ego likes to just say, nope, we're going to just stick to this miserable life, and we're going to just stick to this miserable job, or whatever the situation is. We all have different situations, and it's whatever resonates with you as far as changing whatever, if there's a crossroads in your life. It's just always leading toward the good. What is going to be good for you? What is going to make you happy? Those are the new things you need to create in your life. So again, I said you are a creature of habit. We've created all of these habits in our life. Social media, always having to be on there. People paying attention to us. We want to get out there, and I realized right now it's the power of the regular people. Happy New Year. Thank you. And it's our time, regular people, it's our time. But to start it out, you really need to love yourself. You need to really, we're all searching for this love. And really, when we care for ourselves and really pamper ourselves, and not even just pamper by like going to the salon and stuff, it's like deep. It's like self-love. It's looking at yourself in the mirror and looking yourself in the eyes and really, like, truly saying how much you love you. Most people can't even look each other in the eyes. I've seen it countless. I talk to people and I look them right smack in the eyes. Love is love is God. Love is good. Love is pure. It's literally everything we come here to absorb. That love. Love, when you're surrounded, engulfed in love, you feel rejuvenated. You feel amazing. Yeah. Yeah. We do have, it is, you are right. Taking care of other people is a special gift too. We come here to love on other people. We come here to care for other people. Some of us get automatically, we're connected to helping people. We're connected to loving on each other. And love is just this beautiful sensation that you could never describe it once you truly love yourself. I think that's the biggest. It's like once you fill your own heart with your own love and know that these obstacles out there, and obstacles like if someone passes away and we were connected to them so deeply, there's an illusion there because they're not gone. They're right there. But we have an ego and we have this separation that we're like, oh, they're gone. But they're not. They're not gone. And that's what we need to start realizing. And when they do come and visit us and we start crying and we start mourning for their loss, they're actually just saying, hey, I'm right here and I'm perfect. I know I'm on the other side, but I'm right here. And you can connect to me anytime you feel me right now. And generally that's with people who are crying and they really miss them. We just went through a horrible loss of a friend's daughter, and she was young, and it's just like, dang it, it's something that I even still have to come to, a point where I'm like, okay, all right, she's right there. She's super loved. I love her. I'm so thankful for her memory. She's in my heart. Most of the time that's where we go. She's in my heart. But when you're full of love and full of self-care, and that's literally looking at yourself in the mirror and saying how much you love yourself, not trying to fix anything on you. You're perfect, literally perfect the way you are. No matter what, you're perfect the way you are. You wouldn't be who you were. And oh, it does. It exists in all of us, but that's the ego flaring up saying that you don't know what love is, but you do know what love is. If you were silent in a meditation and you really asked your heart, really connected to yourself and asked what love is, you may be radiated with God's love and He may just shower you and you may just cry your eyes out with the love that just comes into your whole body that radiates you. I mean, you have angels with you, and all you have to do is just get in a meditation state. Most people can't just do it as they're just sitting there open-eyed. We have too much going on. We have a lot of heaviness on us. We have a lot of obstacles and baggage on us. And that's why I really love quantum healing hypnosis technique, because it's just so beautiful. It removes that. It removes all of it. And it sets your ego aside and it says, hey, you're worthy of love. You're worthy of yeah, you must have a lot of energy. It's actually a beautiful thing, actually. I've had so quantum healing is a hypnosis technique, and it just connects you to the higher the all-knowing part of yourself. So we all have a higher self. We all have our angels. We have a guardian, well, not a guardian, but a guidance team. Because Earth is not easy, and our angels know this. And so they say, okay, before you go down into this body, I'm going to help you, but it's free will on this planet. So I can't just help you. You have to ask for help. You have to. It's not religious. No, I would say it's more like a universe, like no religion, no scientific stuff, none of that, because it's the universe. It's law of attraction, it's law of vibration, it's law of cause and effect. I know most people have heard those things, and that's what it is. It's the universe. It's more than putting it in a box and saying it's religion, because see, religion is man-made. Sure, there's some good dabble in there that could be God, it could be the angels, but it's really man-made. I think where this is all coming from is it's the earth, it's the sky. Like that's what quantum healing is, that you are part of Gaia, which is the earth. You are part of the universe, which is the sky, which is out there in the universe, which is the solar system. It's magnificent. And you are a multi-dimensional being, and you are powerful, and you're magnificent. And when you realize you can take yourself out of the dark and smile in its face because the dark crumbles as the light hits it, you are magnificent. You have to really remember that. And you can sit for 5 minutes. I guarantee you can. It's your ego that says, I don't trust this. Oh, I don't trust this. Anytime you feel like you're unsure of stuff, it's generally your ego. But when you ask for guidance and you say, angels, I really need some guidance right now. And when you call for them, maybe it's more than your angels. Maybe it's a relative that you just had. Maybe it's, someone from your past that always is with you. Oh, yeah. So when you feel very alone, it's an illusion. It's your ego. You tell your ego, stop. I am not alone. I am surrounded by love and light. Even just those words, even just that acknowledgement, it dissolves that feeling of alone. Because honestly, I lived my whole life like that. I had my family, I had everyone around me, but I still always felt alone. Yeah. So, you would really benefit from a session with quantum healing. I feel like your angels are they're saying, "Hey, I'm right here. I'm right here." They're love. And I understand we're so numb when we come here because of things that happen to us. We numb ourselves up really well. So we don't know what is love. We don't even have love, but really it's all a lesson. It's all an illusion of a lesson that we have to come here and learn, that we feel like we're alone. And that's why you have angels, because of that feeling you have. You're learning a lesson right now is that you're feeling like you don't know what love is, but you're probably pure love. You probably, if I met you right now face to face, you're probably pure love that I can see you radiating. You are, but there's an illusion in you that you think you don't know what love is, and that you don't feel like there's anyone around you. You feel very alone, and that could be even why you're right here talking to me, because I'm telling you and I'm connecting to you, and connecting to whoever else who hears this, who really is searching for that sensation of your heart needs to be full of love. And that's not from a partner, a parent, any of that. It's you who needs to fill your own heart with love. And so sometimes people need a beautiful session with quantum healing. And right. Yeah. And you don't have to really get this love from anyone. You can look yourself in the mirror and literally look yourself in the eyes. And if you can do that for 3 minutes, a minute, and really just tell yourself how much you love you. I mean, I constantly, I think all of us have that insecurity of, we look at ourselves and we go, oh, well, I want to fix this. I don't like the way my hair is. I need to do this with my eyes. I need to wear this. Once you can shove the ego aside and really love on yourself, I am in a body. I am here. I am in the physical. And when you really appreciate that, and sometimes our surroundings cause us to not really feel good about it. You don't feel good about yourself, you don't feel good about your life. That's I feel like a key trigger to say, hey, some things need to change. I need to start loving on myself more. I need to do self-care. And self-care is just every day telling yourself in the mirror how much you are amazing, how much you're magnificent. You can do anything. Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you feel like you need a session, you can come to me. I mean, I have my setup where you can get a session with me at jennifermartinezqhht.com. But if you're not close, oh, awesome. Thanks. Take care. If you're not close to me, you can go to Dolores's website, and you can go to Quantum Official QHHT.com, and look up and practitioner in your area, and you can get a session there. Honestly, it's beautiful. But what I think mostly is that, just every day knowing that anytime, I love talking about love, and I love talking about anyone who really is searching for love. You're really just searching for your own self. And when you realize that you are all the love you need, you won't search anymore. And that's just taking a little practice. We got to put a little practice in. See, you practiced your other habits for so long, depending on how old you are. And that could be something that someone's struggling with. Maybe some people are over and over saying, oh, I don't like this about myself. So you're practicing that. And we have to realize that, because that's not true. It's great. Yeah, and you can interpret love however you like, and it's a beautiful thing. And love is infinity. Love is, it can be any way. And so, however you want to take love in, really, you're just trying to fill your own heart. You don't need to fill someone else's heart with love because that would be extra. We came here to fill our own heart with love. We forgot everything. When we come here, we forget it all. We have this huge plan before we come here, and we're like, all right, I'm going to have these people in my life. I'm going to have these. And then guess what? You come to planet Earth where there's billions of people, and they all did the same thing before they came here. They all came in with a plan. But guess what? Earth is the yin and yang, the good and bad. I mean, so we came here as there's lessons to be learned, and there's illusions, and the illusion of being separated, the illusion of, just not good things. And so, and the ego, we have to remember we have this personality. It's called the ego. He keeps us alive. He keeps us going to work, make sure we get fed, make sure we have a roof over our head. That's what the ego is good for. Guarding the body, making sure nothing happens to it because we want to stay alive. We want to see what else is happening. But we came here at this time. It's very special because you want to know why? It's the great awakening. It's when people are starting to wake up. Flat out, look in the past. Look at the past. That's all you got to do. And when you realize that, wow, oh, you have an ego. You do. Yep, there's your ego right there. You just said, I can't trust anyone. That's your ego. It's the ego that can't trust anyone. See, we're super connected. We're all one. We have oneness on the other side, and that is the higher self. Yeah. So anytime you feel that way, and that's okay. The ego guards you. The ego says, ooh, I don't trust that person because what's their intentions? And that's okay too, because that's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps us going. In some of these areas, we need the ego. Well, it's just that the ego, it guards us, and I can't really speak for where you live. I live where, um, it's just different. Our cultures are different. We take things in very differently. Americans versus Indians. I mean, it's great. You guys have a beautiful culture. I do love your culture, but even here, I do catch myself um, being guarded too as well. And I know that it's my ego. I know that when I feel guarded, it's because I'm sensing something from that person. And generally, it's uneasiness. As I go into the future, I've been working on myself and I feel very connected. So I can actually talk to someone. And that's why I love being a practitioner for this technique, because generally I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. My parents were divorced. It was horrible. My mom was a little rough, not to throw her under the bus, but it wasn't even a good childhood. It was a fight constantly. And then as I got older, I didn't know who to trust, because if I couldn't trust my own parents, I mean, as a kid, when you grow up and you can't even trust your own parents, who can you trust, And, I met my husband, and I moved forward, and still even then, I had struggles with relationships as far as friends and my own self. I used to just tell myself how much I didn't love myself and how much I could change this and change that. And I still never felt good. Which now, here I am now in 2022, realizing it literally you can love on your ego too and stroke it and say, hey, I'm loving on you. You are awesome. Thanks for keeping me alive. Thanks for guarding me away from people who have bad intentions. Thank you. I mean, when you acknowledge these things like that, I feel that it subsides the ego, and it calms the ego down. And when you really ask for that guidance, your ego is really incredible personality. It really is. And when you love on yourself and you give your own self love, and that's by looking at yourself in the mirror saying, hey, I actually do love myself. I love that I have a body. I love that I'm here on planet Earth. I love that. If I want to go do that, I'm going to go do that, whatever it is. Travel around, see different things, talk to different people. And I mean, like good things. Look for good stuff. It's there. Like good things are right there. You just have to look for it. But as far as going back to my law of vibration, law of cause and effect, when law of vibration is such a beautiful law, and it came from the heavens when that was created, and it's so neat because when you say I want good things to happen to me, good things are happening to me. When you really truly believe that, and that takes practice too, good things start to happen. Doors start to open that maybe you thought could never happen. Maybe you're looking for a new career. Maybe you're looking for just things that are better for you. Eating healthy. Don't just eat whatever. Care about what you're eating. Care about, like that's what I mean by self care, is to really put in the effort of saying, okay, I have a long day today. I'm going to take the initiative to wake up a little early, give myself some self care, maybe a little exercise, maybe talk to myself in the mirror and say how much I love myself, that I look great, I feel great. Uh, and that's what I'm talking about, self care, and putting a little initiative in there. And not even just that, it's like, make sure I eat healthy. I'm not just going to eat whatever's out there. I want to eat something that's going to make my body happy, make it feel replenished. We go so hard, we're busy, 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 and we just keep going. And you see what happens to some people. They just get ran down and they're not nourished. We have to take care of our body. Our body is like a vehicle. And so you just wouldn't run your vehicle down to the ground. You would take care of it. You would maintenance it. And it's the same effect, but you would maintenance your body every single day. And I think once we, understand that and say, okay, all right, I'm going to create some new habits this year. It's the brand new year. Here we go. Let's be a better you. I mean, it's not negative. It's not bad. A better you. How magnificent. I mean, that's what I mean by how amazing we are, is because we can be living just down in the dumps, just horrible, not eating well. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You can always listen to me anytime. I had a little, gap of just not coming on here. I've been always been working on myself, and I like to come on here and spread good and hook people up, and it's just like, I didn't even, I haven't been on here in a month, and it's because I need to work on my own self. I need to create new habits for my own self. And when I do these podcasts, it's really that I just want to let others know that they're just as amazing as I. And I'm just a regular person, just like you guys. We're all regular people. It's the power of the regular people. I say that all the time because I love it, because it's so cool. And you can look at years past when it wasn't the power of the regular people. It was not, So I just feel like our time is now. You can be who you want to be. You can love on yourself, and you can and care about yourself. That's mostly it. It's just care about your own self. You don't have to worry about others. You don't have to try to fix other people. I'm at that point, if my voice can just be led to someone who triggers and says, oh, yeah, I always wondered what that would feel like to have a session with quantum healing and really connect to my higher self, and maybe get some answers that I'm struggling with the person, and that's why I love quantum healing. It's such a beautiful technique. It's super gentle. So again, if you're looking for a session, you can go to official QHHT.com, or you can go to my website. I would love to give you guys a session. So Jennifer Martinez, QHHT.com. I live in West Yellowstone, Montana. Some people are not close, but hey, if you're not, come and see Yellowstone. Come and do a beautiful healing session. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It it's life changing for the best. That's really what I say. I mean, it's going to change you, but not for the worst. It's always for the best. This technique is beautiful. So, and it's special. And generally, when you do go to a practitioner who does this certain technique, you really want to resonate with them. You really want to feel connected to the practitioner. It's a special thing. But I always trust and believe that your angels will lead you to the right practitioner. And that's another thing I was going to say. When you really connect to yourself, you can get the answers you need. And if you want to just experience the session, it's worth it. It just is. I've done it several times just as a practitioner, practicing with my co workers or whatever. We practice on each other just so we can get better. And every time I go under, it lifts the veil for me. It makes me realize the beauty that really is there, that as long as we stand true to who we really are, no storm can knock you down. No negative is what I mean. No storm, no negative. It can't knock you down because you're solid. You're solid with who you are. You know who you are. And that's why I always suggest a session, and also suggest resonating with that practitioner, because you want the most out of it. You want the connection. You want the healing. You want all of these beautiful things that come from this session. Um, I just suggest, just when you get there and you can really resonate with that practitioner. And that might be, you might have to do your research, as far as there might be several practitioners in your area. And if that's the case, really look them up and even hear their voice. If their voice is soothing to you, that's who you need to go to, because it's all about the voice. I feel very connected. I always know when I need to do a podcast. It's, my angels come right through me. They, and people, I connect to people so well that it's soothing. It just is. It's soothing. I actually plan to do a podcast with my classmate. Her name's Blair. We're going to do it on Monday, the 10th, I think. If not that day, we'll do it eventually. But that is our main main goal this year, is to do some podcast and really just get out there and let people understand, because I think there's so many podcasts, there's so many people doing stuff, that I just wanted mine to be unique. I wanted mine to be original, and I just wanted people to just love on their own self. That's always my main goal, is that people realize how beautiful they are, just them, just how much love you hold in your own self for your own self, and to know you're not alone. You're not alone at all. Your guidance team, there's multiple angels, and not even just the angels. You have everyone. There's so many past lives you've had that have all of the beings on the other side, and maybe some people who have passed away in this life. They're there just hanging out, waiting for you to ask them for guidance, because they know how hard it is on earth. It's not easy here. And there's lots of obstacles. There's lots of things to get in our way and break our hearts. And things like that. And we don't want to be so guarded that we can't get through these obstacles. We want to, yeah, these things are going to happen, but we also want to get through it with as much love as we can in our own hearts. I think that's very important to understand too, is that we can get through them, and I think that's just you connecting to your own self, really, you loving on your own self. So that's why I go back to just creating new habits, eating healthy, caring about what you eat. Like I said, don't just go and eat whatever. Really plan your stuff out. Say, hey, I have a busy week. Okay, I'm going to go to the store and maybe I only plan for 2 or 3 days and then do it again. Do it in little gaps like that. And that'll get you to create new habits and actually care about yourself and actually say, I mean, because I know so many people that they don't do any of that. They just leave for the day and they're either really hungry and they eat the wrong things and they fuel their body with the wrong things, which cause you don't feel right. You feel, because it's not just your digestive system, it's your mind. It's your, we're more than just the digestive system. We have this sensor in us that, if we eat the wrong things, there's a chemical in us that it doesn't make you feel good. You may have a headache. You may feel dehydrated. I mean, so all these things more than just digestion. And we need to care about that. We need to say, okay, wait a minute, I may need more water. I may need to stop drinking so much soda, or may need to limit myself on certain things that I don't really need, or eat things that raise my vibration. So eat some fresh food, some fresh stuff, and you really can eat super well. You can eat really fresh if you go to that direction. I know a lot of us are so connected to just eating whatever as we go along, but see, we can create new habits. We can create good habits, good things. Maybe we can take a walk every morning and really just enjoy nature. We are part of this earth and we're on this planet. The planet knows we're here. Gaia, she's evolving as we go. And we just need to open our hearts for our own self, love that we're here, love that we have a roof over our head, love that we have a vehicle to drive, or maybe we commute. That's all right. Love that you have that option, and if you don't like where you live, you can navigate with your heart and find a place that's beautiful. Find a place that really gives you serenity and lets you live that life that you're admiring, that maybe someone else is living. You can have that too. I think that's really important. And I think it doesn't matter where you live, as far as where you're at on this planet. If you don't like where you live or you don't feel connected, you have to ask yourself, do I deserve this? Generally, if you sat with yourself, you would say, no, I don't deserve that misery. I just, I think that's just really important that we care where we live and care what, you know, good thing, no one else is going to care as much as you care for your own self. Let's just put it that way. There's not one single person on this planet who can love you as much as you love you. And I think we're all searching for that, honestly. I feel like we all have this lack that we have, and we're searching for it. And it's really just our separation from the source, which is the all-knowing, which is God, which is the all creator, the big creator. Once we come down here and we leave that beautiful sensation of love, of serenity, and come here, it can be very trying for us, very trying. And a lot of us have had multiple lives, so many that there's residue from past lives. No, you haven't lived before, but your higher self has multiple lives. You can look at your higher self as your hand, and all of the lives individually are your fingers. But there's residue because sometimes when we pass the last life passes away, it can leave residue for the next life. And it may not be your karma to fix. It may just be your higher self just trying to fix it. And that's why I like quantum healing, because it will tell you that. It will clear it out. It's generally energy that gets left. It's stagnant. And there's this illusion that your higher self thinks it needs to fix it. So it comes down, oh, I need to fix that. That's called karma on that side. As far as when that life passes away, you go up, you review your life, and that entity goes, oh, I need to fix that relationship. Didn't want it to go that way. Because the other side is such pure love and pure light that, the bad can technically be here on earth. And when you come back, you're in a whole new body, a whole new personality, a whole new you. And you can have that energy still stuck there depending on the age and whatnot. Because, for example, my higher self had a past life with Atlantean. And I have some of these on my YouTube channel. I've talked about it because when you go under, you go through a past life, then you connect to the higher self, the all-knowing, and then you ask your questions of your current life. But the higher self generally likes to show you a past life because they like to show you maybe where you left off and that you needed to fix it here in this life. Or maybe there was residue, like I'm saying, and it needed to be cleared. And so the higher self knows that there's this technique and how beautiful it is. So it will actually lead you to someone who is a practitioner of it. And it could be anything self-healing, because that's what this technique is generally self-healing. It's your own self healing yourself, clearing the energy out. But you could do quantum healing, hypnosis technique. You can do Reiki. I'm also a practitioner of Reiki. You can do acupuncture. So there's quite a few self-healing techniques out there. And I always suggest whatever is calling you, you should do it. So cranial sacral, acupuncture, quantum healing hypnosis technique, Reiki. Those are all beautiful techniques. They're all self-healing. We're such a simple but complicated body system. I think we make it complicated by the human aspect, but we're so simple by the spiritual aspect. Which is magnificent, which makes us a multidimensional being, which makes us magnificent. We're so neat. We're always putting something out to see what is exactly that we need to learn. Maybe it is darkness. Maybe we're such a beautiful, bright, bright, bright light that we needed to know what darkness was. And that's why we came here. And so going back to my Atlantean one, what I was going to say is, there's residue left over. So I used to love water. I used to love to go swim and all that stuff. But I think when I was about 30, I became very terrified of water all of a sudden. Very terrified of water. It's just this energy that came right at the very right time that maybe the higher self of my past life died that way. So I was an Atlantean. You can hear the whole story on YouTube. I have Open to the Universe, QHHT, my YouTube channel. And you can hear the whole Atlantean experience that I had. But not me. My higher self had a life, and the experience was an Atlantean, and she died on the destruction day of the Atlanteans, and I drowned, or she drowned. So when it was exactly the same age as I became terrified in this current life of water. I couldn't go in the water. I was terrified that if anyone was in the water, I would feel very suffocated. Even just seeing someone else in the water, I would panic. So I didn't understand all of this at that age. I had no idea I would have panic attacks. I had all of these things, and I didn't realize why this was happening. So as I'm, going into the future, just aging, and living my life, all of a sudden Dolores Cannon came into my life. She's passed away, but the technique came into my life. Before I knew it, I'm a practitioner of this technique. And my classmate took me through, and we cleared it away, but it took me through that life. I actually drowned, and that residue got left there because I was so sad that I died. Well, not me, but so sad that this, perished. And and so that kind of stuck with my entity. So when I hit that age of that death, it still was there. So we cleared it away, and I'm not terrified of water anymore. I can go and swim. I don't feel panicked if someone else goes and swims. And it's generally like when I would get panicked, it'd be like someone I love be swimming. And that's where my anxiety would pop up, and I didn't like it. I felt suffocated. But when we cleared it away, wow, what a relief. I was able to be okay in the water, watch my family swim, and be okay about it and not feel any kind of way. And I didn't understand where that emotion was coming from. So it was just amazing that, this technique could clear that energy away and really just love on me and say, hey, this is you haven't lived before. This is your life, and you don't need that emotion. You don't need that energy. Enjoy swimming, enjoy the water. You are part of the earth. You're part of the water. It feels good to really freely live your life. But as I keep learning and keep going into the future, there's just more and more that comes to me for self-care, for self-love. And that's literally me loving on myself, me looking at myself in the eyes, in the mirror, at my eyes, like just really gaze into your eyes and just really just love on yourself. You might have to say some affirmations, create some, and then read them to you. Read them to your own self. Start little. You don't have to start big. Little baby steps all the way until you've blossomed into this beautifulness that you really truly are, that you already are. It's like you're in this dark closet all of a sudden. That's Earth. And you open the door a little bit, you see a little beam of light. You open the door a little bit more, there's a little bit more light. And that's what I'm talking about, self-love. Because if we don't love ourselves, how can we even love anyone? If you don't even know what love is, and that it doesn't break my heart. What breaks my heart is not loving on yourself at all, but if you have to learn it, if you have to learn what aloneness is, if you have to learn what the dark is, that's okay. You can learn it, but you don't have to live your whole life like that. You just don't. There's so much that you can do in one lifetime that you don't have to just stay in the dark. It's like opening that closet. You put yourself in this dark closet, and as you open that door, more light comes in, until you're just beaming and radiating. And that's you caring about your own self. It's just what it is. And if you can't get to that point where you're living, it's okay to move. It's okay to explore and see where else. Maybe you might have to travel around and find that perfect spot. Maybe maybe you have to just stick it out where you're at for a little bit longer, and that's okay. You just do baby steps until you can get yourself to that point of where the door is completely open. And then you look back and there was no door. That's the whole point. That's the whole message that I think that I'm coming across, and that a lot of people come across, But it's not easy. I'm not saying it is. It's taken me a long time too, as well. And that's okay. It is. You have to tell yourself it's okay, because it has to be okay. It just does. And love is good. Love is good. Love is great. And you have to tell yourself that. And you hold love. You are pure love and light. Pure love and light. You came here to learn dark. And when, and things are crumbling, the government and whatnot, those things are crumbling. You want to know why? Because light, love and light is hitting it, and it's crumbling what is not real. Those things are not real, so they're crumbling to the ground. Things are changing for us, and we have to plant more trees, love on Gaia, love on the earth. She's alive too. And that's loving the trees, that's loving the birds and the grass, and just, it sounds silly. I know it does. But could you imagine if it wasn't there? It would be dreadful. We wouldn't have these beautiful trees. We wouldn't have this beautiful land. And if you don't have that view where it is beautiful, you need to search for it. You need to get out there and find something that you connect to. And that's a lot of us, we're satisfied with just where we are, and that's okay. You can do that too. You can find nature where you live. I feel like you can find nature anywhere you live. It's how you look at it. Some of us are like, I just, go to work and come home and I'm in my house. But maybe take a walk. Maybe put a leaf in your hand and rub on it. I mean, that's how I feel. And I don't think it's weird or anything, because you're really just connecting to yourself. You're connecting to the earth. Stare at the stars at night. I mean, it's magnificent when we really enjoy being on earth. It really is magnificent. But anyway, going back to self-care, if you feel like you're struggling and you feel like you need a session, this technique is beautiful. You can really get the answers you need, and you can ask quite a few answers or questions. 10 to 15 questions that should be sufficient enough to really better you, because you always just want to better you. That's the whole point of it, making you better than you were yesterday. I mean, that's what I do. I'm always bettering myself. I'm always loving on myself. And when I feel doubt and sadness, I really, really try to resonate with that. Where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? And just knowing that I am amazing. I can do so much. I've overcome lots of stuff in this last, I don't know, 5-6 years. I was very insecure, very shy, I had so many negatives going for me that I had to understand where those were coming from, and knowing that they were just old habits that I had created for me. And so just having better things, just saying the words that good things are coming for me, good things are happening. That's all you have to say, and then you believe it. Because we do generally have high hopes with negative beliefs, and that's, oh, I want this, but no, I can't have it. So that's the high hopes with negative beliefs. But as long as you truly believe good is to come to you, good is to happen to you, those things will come to you. Those things will happen to you. The good, maybe a new job opportunity, maybe a new lifestyle change. That's what it's all about. It's not about being super rich. It's not about all of that. It's about loving yourself. It's about spreading that love. Once your heart is full, once you feel full of love that you gave to yourself, you don't have to have anyone give you love. That's extra. You are all the love you need. Literally, you are all the love you need. You have so much love in you. You have love, like it radiates through us so much when we really let it. But of course, like I said earlier, we have the ego, and boy, the ego likes to keep us right at that level of the negative beliefs. You're not good enough. Oh, you could do better. Oh, this and that. You can eat that crappy food because it doesn't really matter, So that's the ego. And again, the ego doesn't trust no one. And but you also need to love on your ego. As I was talking about that, it made me realize, because that's what I do. I love on my ego. Thank you, ego. You keep me safe. You keep good things around me. You work, like it just, the ego is a beautiful personality as well. And I think we just have to blend that because it is a part of us. You can't eliminate the ego. It's always going to be there as you are alive. And just loving the ego, you're gonna see yourself blossom. And that's what's beautiful. That's what it's all about, is also asking your angels when you're in a situation, or your guidance team, however you want to call for them. They're right there. They're right there, literally. And just know that you are magnificent. You're worthy of living here. What was the message? It's how do you feel now? That's Abraham's. I love her. Esther Hicks, Abraham. I love them. Anyway, their message is, how do you feel now? How do you feel now? And that's any situation. So if you're in a situation, how are you feeling? Let's see, really caring about your feelings. Are you happy? What is this emotion giving you? Really paying attention to your emotions and to the situation that causes these emotions. I think that's really important, because some of us are in a little vicious cycle of, maybe we have negative people around us, but what are they trying to represent? What are you trying to learn from it? And maybe we're tapped out. Maybe we don't know what. We're numb. That's why I suggest a session with quantum healing for that reason right there. So there's quite a few things. I didn't want to keep it too long past an hour. I really I can just talk forever, I feel like. So thank you so much for coming to my podcast. I really, really appreciate you guys listening. I hope that, you get little nuggets from it where you better yourself. That's it. And you can always better yourself. I mean, that's the best part, is like, there's always something that you could do better. And just tell yourself how much you love yourself, how much you appreciate being in a body, how much you appreciate being on earth. And I mean, if you could do that, that would make my heart feel good, which would make your heart feel good. So that's what you have to listen to, is your heart. And know that you're amazing, you're magnificent, God is good, love is good. I mean, I know I use God, but I could say the source, I can say the all-knowing, I can say all these names for God. It just makes it simple, I suppose, because there is the creator. You wouldn't be here without the creator, the source, period. It's neat. And we're here at a cool time, and it's the Great Awakening. And you can walk out your front door and you can look at life so different. You can look at it with such beauty. Maybe look at the bird that you first see when you come out of your door, and wow, there is this beautiful bird, or a beautiful squirrel, or whatever you see for an animal out there that is nature. Because, see, they're one with nature. And we're the ones who are out of sort. We live here too. We're on this planet just like these animals, and these animals are like one with ourselves. But here we are, God's highest creation, and we have the ability to be out of sorts. And that's a blessing, because we're able to always search for something good, or whatever it is we need to search for. Sometimes people need an adventure, and I suggest take that adventure and plan it out and go cross country and see where where you end up. Because this earth is magnificent, and we're really, really blessed to have the opportunity to be in a body and be here and love on each other. I mean, love on ourselves. Wow, we're just so blessed to have that opportunity. So just, when you're having moments of doubt, sadness, of anything of a negative aspect in him, really, maybe sit with yourself. Maybe take a 10-minute time out to where you can learn how to connect to yourself, and ask why you're getting these challenges, and really just get some guidance from your own self, or get a session. I really do suggest to have a quantum healing hypnosis technique session. They're beautiful and you deserve it. So anyway, you can go to Quantum Healing official site. So it is official QHHT.com, and you can find a practitioner in your area, or you can go to my website, jennifermartinezqhht.com, and or ask me any questions. I would love to connect to you. Love to answer anything you have. Just love on yourself. That's my message. Care about yourself. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a beautiful day.